everyone, happy Monday. Welcome to another episode of Mondays with Marianne. If you guys are new to my channel, definitely look at all the other videos that I have. I talk a lot about personal development, leadership. I do a lot of book reviews or book recommendations each month, talk about spirituality, and just in general, I share a lot about what's sort of going on with me and the things that I'm going through, life lessons, and really learning as we go. So today, it's another episode about our books of the month. So each month I do 3 recommendations, and I always love to hear all of your recommendations for books. So please definitely comment below. But I'm going to just jump right into it. A Return to Love by Marianne Williamson. She is a very well-known speaker, lecturer, writer, and I'm a big fan of her work. And she has a quote in the back that I really love. Our deepest fear is not that we are inadequate. Our deepest fear is that we are powerful beyond measure. I read this book around the same time I was sort of really diving into my spirituality and waking up and really expanding my consciousness and looking to other spiritual leaders for guidance. I read a lot of Dr. Wayne Dyer, Deepak Chopra, Eckhart Tolle, Oprah, a lot of those type of people who talk about an expansion of your consciousness. And a big theme is definitely love. And this is a really great book to read. And I think this is a great book to read at different times in your life because it really helps answer the questions that you have whenever you're going maybe through a breakup, a trauma, a death, and it puts things in perspective and about returning to a place of love and understanding and changing that perspective instead of fear but to love. So it's a really powerful book. It's a classic and it's kind of deep, but in a good way. The second book that I really like, Malcolm Gladwell is also another favorite author of mine. I've read a lot of his books, and this one is David and Goliath. And I really like this one. Well, I love how Malcolm writes because he puts a lot of anecdotes, stories, data, and it just flows all well together. And it talks about everyone from people, you know, the Davids, the underdogs versus Goliath, the winners or the big corporations, and how sometimes being a David, being small and sometimes unknown, or the underdog can be an advantage because you're nimble and you're flexible. And when you don't have as many resources, your company is struggling to get funded because you're a startup or you're a solopreneur, you know, you're starting to build your company. Sometimes because of that, you actually have the advantage because you can be creative and you can be scrappy. And I know this from personal experience because I don't have a huge company. I used to work for corporate and now I work for myself and I have a company, but a lot of times, you know, I have to really think, do I need this? Is there a more interesting or creative way that I could approach this where it doesn't cost me that much money? How can I utilize what I already have, especially with the internet and social media and our daily lives, to maximize the marketing, the social media, the outreach, engagement? This is a really good book that talks about that. So just because you think you're too young or too old or have a disadvantage or are different or maybe don't have enough money and funding, don't necessarily think that that's a bad thing. Sometimes it could actually be the best blessing. That's why I love that book. And lastly, someone gifted me this. Actually, my business partner gave me this, and I'm so thankful because I put it out into the universe that I want to be invited to do a TED Talk. And not a TEDx, although I would love to do a TEDx talk, but a TED Talk talking about my story and I've turned my life around from survivor to thriver, all that. But that's on my big intention goal list for the next few years. So my business partner gave me this. It's called the Storytellers Secret. From TED speakers to business legends, why some ideas catch on and others don't, by Carmine Gallo. And this was so helpful. And I think if you have a goal, for example, like me, to speak at a big stage and to be a well-known speaker, you need to educate yourself and learn from other people that have paved the path. That's why I'm so thankful for this book. And I actually have a lot of notes, and you can't see it, but a lot of like tucked in pages for when I'm crafting a speech or writing or anything like that. So very, very useful. Thank you. That's it. Those are our 3 books of the month. If you guys liked the reviews or if you've read it and had some comments, please feel free to share in the comment section. And until next week, have a great day. Don't forget to follow me on social media. I am on Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter.